Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Live Chats with Maggie and Bunny and two other people today. Hi, Bunny. How are you?
I'm good, Maggie. How are you?
I'm good too. Well, today we have with us Linda Rogers and Melanie Beamer. And throughout the course of this conversation, you're going to find out what they have to say and why they're with us. And they're going to be talking about a new little project that's coming. So, without further ado, let me just introduce them. First of all, we have Linda Rogers. She's a kind, caring soul who wishes to honor her journey by offering her authentic self to the world. She chooses to share her healing journey publicly to lend support to those who do so privately. Linda understands the human suffering that can follow a traumatic experience. And in the wake of this worldwide crisis that gave rise to increased census, stress, adversities, and hardships, there has never been a better time to talk about post-traumatic stress. As a mental health advocate, author, and presenter, Linda expands on her personal and professional experiences to educate, to hold space for open dialogue, and promote healing in the hope that survivors will seek early diagnosis, treatment, and support. Hello, Linda. Welcome today.
Hi, Maggie. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And hi, Bunny. I am thrilled to be here. I'm so happy to be part of this experience, this podcast, and I'm super excited to share the big news that we've got coming a little further along in this interview. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, thank you. We also have Melanie Beamer with us. Melanie extends her gifts of service to humanity as a published author, public speaker, medium, and oracle card reader, and channels weekly messages from Mother Earth Gaia. She is also an energetic healer, a life coach, and mentor. Melanie is a public speaker and has given presentations with World Unity Week events, One World Earth, and 99 Days of Peace, as well as other places. Melanie's mission is to serve humanity individually, collectively, and unified through her kindness and unconditional love, talents, and divine gifts. Welcome, Melanie. We're happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be with all of you. Thank you, Maggie and Bunny, for having me here. And I look forward to our new project and all the things that we're going to be serving humanity with.
So we'll start today's talk with Linda, who's going to give us a little brief outline of the origins of this thing called Voices of Empowerment. Go ahead, Linda.
All right. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of the origin story about how Voices of Empowerment came to be. And to do that, I need to tell you that it all started because I followed my intuition. I listened to divine guidance. And to me, divine guidance is about listening to that voice inside my mind and inside my heart that is guiding me towards people and situations that are for my highest good. And my process for receiving informations is a little bit out of the ordinary. It doesn't happen through meditation or prayers. It actually happens while I'm doing my weekly chores. And, that part of the routine, the weekend routine for cleaning up. So I just pop in my ear pods and I queue up a podcast. And then I get busy with my tasks and then messages come through. So typically I would just stop to write them down and then carry on with my chores. But if I couldn't remember, it could be anything. For example, it could be about, hey, remember to buy milk for that recipe you want to try later, or something even more specific, like maybe you should write a book or start a podcast. So what my colleagues don't know is that Spirit had been bugging me for several weeks before I reached out to them. I was getting these gentle nudges at first, suggesting the idea of a collaboration with myself and the three lovely ladies you see on the screen. And it started as gentle nudges at first, but I wasn't listening. So eventually it turned into like a right in your face, I ain't going nowhere until you listen, lady kind of push. And then on the third week, Spirit was so insistent that I follow their instructions. I had to put my chores on pause. So I put my mop down. And then I started a group chat with Maggie and Bunny And we didn't reach out to Melanie right away because she was busy on another project, but we definitely dialed her in as soon as she was available. And so I made the suggestion of the idea. And what I love most about the exchange is how willing everyone was to jump on board. And everyone was like, okay, well, if Spirit said so, I guess we're doing it. And, Voices of Empowerment was born because a mop got put down.
That's pretty cool because a mop got put down.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, Linda. So, Bunny, what about you? What we want to talk about in this podcast is why did we choose to do this besides the mop going down thing? Why did we all say yes? What was it about this that spoke to us that made us say yes? So, if you don't mind, Bunny, why don't we start with you?
Well, first I want to share just if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna do a share screen and just share our logo because I am proud of that logo. I think we did a good job collaborating together.
Unfortunately, our listeners won't be able to see that.
Right, but on Facebook and on Spotify that does the TV, the viewing part, they'll be able to see that as well. So for the voices and YouTube, because we're on all of those things. So you can find us on all of those things. So I believe you guys can see it, the Voices of Empowerment
Yes.
screen here. And so it's just I love the collaboration, and that was like Linda said, one of the things is how easily we are, how receptive we are, how open we all are to messages between each other and input. So that's one of the things. And so I'll stop sharing my screen now and just talk about that. For me, that is the most important thing, is kind of being heard and being respected and being listened to. And we don't always all have to agree on everything. And we all have that within us, that we don't all have to agree, but that we will all respect each other is like the number one thing. And that we will give ideas as we come along and have a safe space for each of us to share those ideas with each other, and I think that's very important when you're kind of collaborating on something like this. And I love that we all have different strengths in different places where we overlap and we can fill in gaps. It's just, I don't know, it's the best thing. So
Yeah, that for sure. I understand that completely. And with me, it was pretty simple. My soul said yes.
Yeah.
Linda spoke of it, and for me, I listened to my intuition. And when my soul, which is kind of in my gut, when my gut gets excited about something, I don't hesitate. I just say yes, even though I don't know how, I don't know the logistics of how something's going to happen. But when my soul says yes, I just say yes and go with it and worry about the rest of the stuff later. And for me, I figured, hey, I have a voice. I like to empower people. That's what I'm all about. And, these ladies that are here with me, I love dearly. They all have valuable things to give to the world and to offer other people in their journey. Each one of us have something different to offer. We're not cookie cutter women. We're not cookie cutter lives. We all come from different backgrounds, different experiences, different journeys. But the common thing is that we all want to empower other people so that they're getting the most out of their journey as well. So that's kind of it in a nutshell for me. So what about you, Linda? Other than listening to Spirit and putting the mop down, what's your passion about it?
Well, in terms of why I want to be a part of this group, it's an opportunity to share with like-minded folks. And it's an opportunity to be able to be authentic and welcome people who also want to be authentic so that they can have their voices shared as well. There are so many spaces virtually and live, where we can come together in community. And this one in particular is going to be different for a lot of reasons. And I'm really excited about the fact that we're going to have so many amazing topics to cover because we are so different, because we have different backgrounds. And we're going to be able to have these discussions that are just going to be it's going to be amazing. I just can't wait for it.
Yeah. And for you, Melanie, and I will tell our listeners, Melanie's been having some technical difficulties today. So if she happens to freeze while she's talking, we'll just carry on and she'll come back on when she can. So what about you, Melanie?
Oh, I was excited to know that I could participate with all of you. The soul connection I have with each and one of you since I've met each one of you has been instant. And I know that this is how we're going to connect soul-wise with all our audience and the people that will be watching. So I didn't even have to think twice. My soul was just dancing and saying, you go for it. And let's join this and let's see the change we can make, and not just with ourselves as a group, but with everybody out in the world that we're going to be touching. And I know that it will bring us so many gifts, not just us giving the gifts to others, but it will bring us gifts as well. And we're all going to learn and share with each other. And that's how the world changes, is when it starts from within, but then it spreads with the others. And I'm excited about this. Thank you.
Good, good. So where can people find us and what is this going to look like? Linda, would you like to jump in and give us that information?
Sure. Well, first off, we've got this Facebook group that we've got going. Thanks, Bunny. She's like our technician extraordinaire. She gets things game moving and grooving. So we've got a public Facebook page, and we have a private group as well. You can check that out. There's going to be some amazing content coming down the line. We've already got some pretty cool content in there now, some words of inspiration and an opportunity to share as a community. And I think that's going to be the biggest part of what we're trying to accomplish here, is that it's not just one-sided. It's not just us giving things to you. We really want you to share with us. And we'll have monthly opportunities for you to share with us and share your gifts so that we can all benefit from it.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you'd like to share about it, Bunny, since you had your fingers in all of the details?
Well, we do have, like Linda said, we do have our public Facebook page and then our private group. So it is beneficial to find the private group, because that is where we share the things that we're going to be doing, the opportunities we're going to be doing. We may even start doing some bonus content that will be group only. So it is encouraged to get into the group. It's sort of our way to also get around Facebook ads because that happens. So, to try to get to as many people as we can is the way we want to do it. And we do want an intentional community, right? So it is going to be people who are sharing and who are of similar thoughts and ideas, because you don't always find people within your own space, your own geographic area. So having an online community is very helpful for that. So I do encourage people to do that. We're also going to be taking any of our talks that we do and creating YouTube channel, as well as our podcast on Spotify and everywhere else where podcasts will be. So it is exciting, because the reason that we're doing this podcast today on our live chats is actually because the Sunday after we release this, so on January 15th, on January 21st is when we will have our first of our monthly for 2024 talks with Voices of Empowerment. So that is very exciting. And that is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. And it would be through Zoom, which you would have to get our link through emailing us at, it's a long one.
I'm sure that it'll be in the information that people can get when they're looking or listening to
on
this
Facebook
as well. Yes.
Yeah, and I'll also put it in the description of the Facebook post that this will be, and also YouTube and podcast.
Yeah, that's so exciting. It's very exciting that what we've been talking about for quite some time is coming to fruition, and
Right.
it's almost here.
Yeah.
It's almost happening. The Facebook pages have been built, content is coming in, people are there even before we ask them, and the dream that we have had of having people come to this group is already happening
Right.
before we've even had one event. It's powerful. It's just powerful, and we just want it to expand and grow, and for, as Linda said, for people to give to us as well as we give to them, because we all have lessons. Everybody in this world has lessons to teach each other, and to wisdom that has been gained to give out. So there's knowledge everywhere that just has to be shared, just needs an opportunity. And at this point, I would like to ask Melanie. I know that she has a special message for our listeners and for this group that she got, and she can explain a little bit more about how that come to be.
Okay, so weekly for me since 2021, I've been receiving channel messages from Divine Mother Earth Gaia. And how all of this began was that these light beings showed up in my room in August of 2021, and they were just sending me light and love. So for the first 3 nights, they didn't say anything. And then the third night, they said, open your heart and let this love and light in. And as the weeks followed, they kept doing that and kept doing that. And they said, you need to go to the core of the earth and meditate and come with us. And somebody is eagerly waiting for me. So I finally took that meditation, went down with these 3 light beings and met Divine Mother Earth Gaia. And she asked me if I was willing to help humanity on a bigger scale. And I accepted. I didn't know exactly what it was going to entitle until she started channeling me these messages. And so ever since then, I've been receiving an English message per week and a French message per week. And as these messages went along, I kept asking, what am I supposed to do with this? So I was guided to virtually start these 2 community groups. And that's when I started doing that. And then as the message continued, I heard loud and clear when I was gardening one day, you will be writing your own book by the end of the year with these messages. So I did. And so I published now 2 books with Divine Mother Earth Gaia's messages. So they're bilingual books because I put all the English messages and the French messages together. But I asked today for a message for us as a group here and for what Voices of Empowerment will bring to you as well. So here is the message I received. My beautiful sparkling lights. Seeing your radiant smiles and soul sparkle as you gather here on this podcast is magical as you share your new platform with the world. This powerful divine energy of yours ignites and enlightens the earth. The ripple effects of what you will be offering are infinite blessings. You listen all to your intuitive guidance and spirit when receiving nudges and callings, and allowed yourself to trust the divine flow. Thank you infinitely for listening to your souls and following the rhythm of your hearts. Infinite love, your Divine Mother Earth Gaia.
Thank you, Melanie. And that kind of just goes to show that you don't always have to know how things are going to turn out when you answer the call of that nudging in your heart or in your gut or wherever it happens to be. You don't always have to know how things are going to happen and where things are going to go. Just like Bunny and I, when we started at Above and Beyond, we didn't know what it was going to evolve into, and we still don't know.
We still don't know. It
look,
keeps going.
Here we are now, having a podcast and doing this stuff. And, would I have imagined 2 years ago that this would be my reality? Not a chance.
Mhm.
But it just goes to show that we're only limited by what we tell ourselves.
Right.
We are not limited by anything else. So when we listen to the voices of empowerment, they can either empower us or hold us back when it's that negative voices. So, and that's why the four of us are coming together to speak as voices of empowerment, because we want to silence the negativity. We want to silence the gnawing stuff that says you can't do that, and tell it, yes, we can. And yes, we are. Any final thoughts, Bunny?
Well, I definitely want to thank Linda and Melanie for being our first guests for 2024. I can't wait to see what our future, and not only ours, like for Out Above and Beyond and Voices of Empowerment, but for Linda and Melanie individually as well. As Melanie said, she did publish 2 books through Out Above and Beyond. So did Linda. And they are 2 people we actually met through collaborative work. So, and they continue to support us that way. And this is an expansion. I think this feels to me like an expansion of everything, everything we do individually and we've been doing as a group. It's sort of like you said, spirit, you never know who spirit's going to put in your path and how something is going to happen in the future. So just kind of trust and follow and be curious about what it is that's going to be coming up, and excited, even if I am sometimes scare-sighted. So.
What about you, ladies? Do you have any final words to share with us today before we close? Melanie?
I look forward to this. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to meeting each and one of you. And we are, I don't know. I got to
Say it in French.
no, it's not even French. It's a complete blank there.
Yeah.
I lost the thread of thought here. We welcome everyone, and
Absolutely.
and everyone has a voice. And our group is here to be authentic, to accept everyone, and to hear what you guys have to say as well. By sharing, we learn from one another. And that's why collectively, communities are going to be the future and are already the future. And people coming together is the gift that we could give one another. Thank you.
Thank you. What about you, Linda? Any closing comments?
Yes, for sure. All right. So we would like to invite you to definitely show up live if you can. We are going to have some thought-provoking discussions. As I said, we're not going to be talking just at you. We'll be presenting ideas. We want this to be interactive. We want to have your questions and share your experiences. So you'll want to join that live if you can. But if you can't, that's okay too. We'll have a recording for you. And be sure to check out the link in the description. You're going to shoot us an email and then you'll tune in on our Zoom call every third Sunday of the month from 1 to 2, and we're going to get together and we're just going to have a little chat party. We're going to have some discussions here. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek because Bunny and I were talking about something we wanted to possibly discuss. I'm going to spill the beans. We were going to talk about some stuff like the Mandela effect and shifting timelines.
Yeah.
This is really cool stuff. You are not going to want to miss out on this. So be sure you tune in.
Stuff.
Oh yeah. So be sure to tune in every third Sunday of the month from 1 to 2, and we can't wait to see you all there.
I think the biggest challenge for these events is going to be keeping it from 1 to 2.
Yeah. Hey, if there's more interest, we can always be open to stretching that out. If people want to stick around for a little while, we can do that as well.
Well, most of the fun happens in the after party, right?
Don't tell them about the after party, Linda. So as we're going to be closing up and the typical closing, I'm going to ask both Linda and Melanie, I will put it in the descriptions too, where the podcasts and videos will be found, but how can people find you? Linda?
You can find me on Facebook at Linda Rogers. I've got a profile that says author speaker, and you can find me there. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, and can Find me on email at linda.rogers.author@gmail.com. Please reach out. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your ideas. What would you like us to talk about? And of course, you can reach us also at our Voices of Empowerment email, which is really long, and I won't say it because we're going to put it in the description later. But definitely reach out to us there as well. We just want to hear from you and let us know what you want.
And Melanie?
And you guys could reach me on Facebook with Melanie Beamer. And I'm also on YouTube, Your Inner Infinity Connection, which I make a video in French and a video in English every week. And I also have an email. It's melanie.beamer.author@gmail.com. And also on Voices of Empowerment, which, like we said, we're going to put the link.
Yes. Well, these Gmail addresses, that's what happens, guys.
They get long.
And so, I'm lucky for us, when we did Add Above and Beyond, we were able to get Add Above and Beyond at gmail.com. So yes, if you want to find us, our website is addaboveandbeyond.com, and our email address is addaboveandbeyond@gmail.com. So that's it for me today. How about you, Maggie?
Hey, that's it for me too. I'm just hoping that everybody can hear the excitement in my voice, because as our logo shows, Out Above and Beyond, we are living beyond what you could even imagine. And I am full of excitement for this.
Yes.
And it's not even scare-sighted. I'm just plain excited. So from all of us at Out Above and Beyond, and from our guests, Linda and Melanie, we wish you the best. Have the fabulous day. Have a fabulous week. And we hope to see you on Sunday, January 21st.
Bye for now.
Bye.